Well, we're going to kick off the 12th season of the show by heading out on the Tangier Sound, not to do any fishing, but hopefully to lure some in.
We're getting ready to roll out of here now. I just got here and we'll be on the way.
We're departing from the Rumbly boat ramp with Captain C.L. Marshall of Tangier Sound Charters. But as much as we'd like to go fishing, fishing is not in the forecast today.
We're building an artificial reef. We're dropping concrete reef balls and concrete reef pyramids to create habitat for oysters to grow on, and then turn into fish habitat.
Of course, all the concrete and equipment is a bit much for CL's boat, so there's a few other volunteers working to make it happen.
We're working with CCA, and we've got a marine contractor out here who's nice enough to bring out the barge and the excavator to help us drop these things. But yeah, it's just concrete structure that was all donated, built by hand. The pyramids came from Ocean City Reef Foundation, and the reef balls came from CCA. They were all built by volunteers.
Built by volunteers nearly a year ago, as a matter of fact. We were there as Brian Sheets and his group of volunteers put them all together. Now the day has finally arrived when the fruits of their labor will be dropped into the waters of the Tangier Sound.
I think it's wonderful. I mean, we're just here off Chrisfield. We're only a couple miles out of Chrisfield. It's a great opportunity. It's a great site. It gives a lot of people, a lot of small boat fishermen the opportunity to come down here, catch some rockfish in the fall, and in the spring, I'm sure it'll hold some channel bass and the like.
Fortunately, the excavator is here to do the heavy lifting. It helps make fairly quick work of what initially looked like an extended endeavor.
Well, we got the shackle that takes 3 pyramids and 3 balls at a time. Hook the cable through each one. There's a pin attached to a poly ball. So when the tension comes off, the poly ball pulls the pin out and the rig comes up and it leaves the reef structure on the bottom.
But if it's been said before, it certainly bears repeating. None of this would be possible without the involvement of volunteers.
It's just an organization giving back, local people coming together, building these things. It's a lot of folks involved with it. Brad Taylor and his excavation company, they're here doing it. David Brownville Company donated a lot of concrete reef structure that we're going to be putting out later today. And these pyramids, man, they're just a fish attracting device, and it gives local anglers just another option.
And the pyramids are donated by our friend Captain Monty Hawkins with the Ocean City Reef Foundation.
Reef balls will provide hard bottom habitat for, first of all, things like potentially oysters, but definitely things like tunicates or sea grapes, barnacles, mussels, all those other filter feeders, and then all the organisms that live on them, like your mud crabs, little hog chokers that live in amongst the reef balls, and then all the things that like to eat those things.
Which of course means striped bass, or rockfish as they're better known around here. And who's gonna complain about more rockfish?
In an afternoon, we've produced elevation off the bottom that would take years and years for for oysters to naturally build up. And this is in an area that there are basically no oysters on the bottom now.
It works. Monty Hawkins over on at Ocean City is a great proponent of it, and that's just a shining example of what it can do. So every little bit we do here in conjunction with the state of Maryland on this permitted reef site, it makes a difference. And if you're not involved, I encourage you to get involved because it's a very worthwhile activity. So like them, love them, leave them, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, the more structure we put on the bottom, the more fish we're going to catch. That's it. So, get involved with somebody who's going to help give back. That's what I believe.
You can't go wrong with more oysters, a cleaner bay, and of course, more fish to catch.